Well, I am Alvaro, and I am here to give my humble opinion of the movie Inception, and I am here to give my commentary. Uh, well, um, I could talk about for example, Don Cop. It's the main character in my opinion, and his partner Arthur are two TF who specialize in extracting information so the subconscious. In other words, they enter people's dream to obtain their secret. And Cops is already retired, but he is forced to participate in one last mission so that in exchange he will have the right to see his children again. And his antagonist, I think, is the difficult that is imposes on him to enter his mind and steal from him, and so I take the complexity to enter someone's mind. I think cops' initial abilities also make in a wanted fugitive who can return home, and what motivates it took him to keep doing what he's doing in order to feel that at some point he will see his family again. But at the same time, he is the biggest problem because he can be what the ones he loved, and such as just as much as he wants to the game. It's horrible that helpfulness. I think that is a conflict internal about movie, as the central thing is about dreams and don't enters the subconscious, and this is something intangible, and in this he has to deal with situations, but good and bad outside his reality, but this was produced by his routine when entering the mind of another. That is why remaining in a limbo. Let's put in that way, but everything is in the dreams where he sees emotions, fears, thoughts, knowledge, and a real realities. The missions called insertion consists of implanting the origin of an idea of or concept in the mind of his rival custom, so that he interprets its hints out. Don't cop assembles a team of specialists who will travel through the mind of their prey. That the team has to over barriers of all kinds, as well as their own internal struggles. The cop is confronted with his past due to the manifestation of his deceased wife, Moll, who in, invits, invi- invited him to continue in the dream world in order to stay together. And as I said before, that made the protagonist have a lot of difficulties both in terms of skills and emotionality to do what he had to do, all because he had that emotional shock, if you could say that. In my perception, I think that the mission that they have to execute at the beginning of the film, and it was in that it was the main thing of the film became the subplot, because it was overshadowed with why the emotionally and family situation that Don has had to deal with becoming the main plot, because of the actions, the emotions, the climax of everything that has captivated my attention. And from what I understood in is that the film does following such a chronological order because of the dreams on the not real realities which they travel, because I saw how Dawn operate abruptly in the different sense that then from time to time they travel at the moments that didn't have to didn't have much to do with the line of the film, but that gave data to know the story well. If it followed a non-linear line. About Doncom is on a mission to steal the plane from Japanese businessman Saito's company Proclus Global, but he is discovered by Saito and the situation becomes complete. One of the agents of Cops, Steve Nash, betrays the team to save his life, but Saito confesses that he had planned all this to put them off the test. A story full unexpected twists and turns. Saito then proposed a mission to them. He wants them implement an idea instead of substructure in Hessen, the title of the film, and he's called it Inception in English. Saito proposed to Cop that if his success in the mission, it will help him with problems with the law, and he will to able to return to his family and his country. The main topic here we are told that in a dream been real, uh, but when someone dies in a dreams and this person wakes up in the real world. Um, about the backstory, it's not especially told, but as the film progressed, it was discovered what Cobb and Mail with their own world in the dreams. However, she was so comfortable in the dream world that she did not don't want to wake up to the real world. So Cobb entered her confused and planted the idea that this world not real that and that they should wake up. However, when she woke up, she could not distinguish the real world, and so she was still asleep. So she decided to commit suicide, believing he was going to wake up, and in doing so, she tried to force Cobb to commit suicide with her by forcing evidence to frame him for her suicide. So Cobb had to flee the country and abandon his children. One of the most interesting things of the film is how ideas define us or also the attachment we have to them. An idea is understood as the imaging of representation of the perceived object that remains in the mind. Ideas can be very powerful for the human mind. They define us. An idea can every I can change everything. Um, I think the main characters are Dawn and Maul because his plot becomes the most prominent, and then his share because they are part of the family and the machine that helps to them to enter the dreams. And I think the secondary characters will be the team of Dawn, Fishers, and Amos. Another data of Cop here shares a level skill that has allowed him to make name of for himself to underwater black market or people who are able to infiltrate people's mind to extract information. We know he is a man with a past that prevents him from returning to the United States, but his children are there and motivates him more than anything else in the world. He is willing to risk anything in this world in his world if it will allow him to come home to what they loves the most. Our Mall Cop's love interest Mall is a difficult character to describe. He is a mixture of several things. I think Mall is the essence of the femme fatal. Another information. I don't think he simply made decision to follow his affected path, which with imagine and the desire to continue with his family and his wife because the mission had changed. He would have continued in the roles as a thief in the dreams, but he chose that path because he was always affected and for whatever reason he would have chosen the same. One says that did make me what think was when they couldn't wake them up, and they did everything to give him a blow, and in the dream, also receive the similar of the blow. And then when you submerging him in the water, other things started to blood and the main in the thing that reality influence or dreams too much. In some way, there are the basic of them, even in this smaller ways. Um, about the charters, I didn't correspond, but the dialogue it's correspond, but not with the reality of the story, because let's remember that the weather in the film the mostly takes place in the unconscious, but they were too reflexive because what was done in the dream and had repercussions. The phrases that stood off out to me were uh, now before you bother telling me it's impossible. No, it's perfectly possible. Just fucking difficult. Another phrase, you need the simple version of the idea to grow naturally in the mind. This is all about the movie. Thank you.